This is day 11 of 100 Days of Theology. This time, we're shifting into famous people. And one of my most favorite influences was a German pastor named Dietrich Bonhoeffer. And Bonhoeffer, he wrote a number of really impressive things. But here's the best, well, not best, but maybe let's start with this. He thought a lot of the human problem was the result of us trying to be two things. Rather than being what we are, he thought a lot of the problem was we are trying to be too much or too little. And the phrases are sicut Deus or sicut animalis, which I'm probably mispronouncing from Latin. But the idea is that we have so many problems because we're either trying to be too much like God or gods for ourselves and our own sake, or we're doing the opposite and trying to become too much like the animals. And so it's really helpful to pay attention to your upper and your lower limit. Let's do it like, because it's in that middle space that is our thrive zone. So for him, he liked to think about sin, or we can use the word sin. For him, sin was a matter of breaking the limits, going beyond, right? Rather than just being what we are, and that would be imago Dei. We are made in the image of God, so let's stop trying to be like God or like the animals, and instead just be what we are. So it's really fascinating, I thought, when he wrote about that. Now, what does that have to do with everything else that we do in life? Well, it's certainly good to become more and more, right? There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, with challenging ourselves to be stronger or faster, or to learn new things, or to take on new tasks, to voluntarily confront some of our own fears. That's a good thing. But a problem happens when we break through that upper limit and we expect other people to praise us, or we expect other people to think of us as perfect, when we expect other people to bend their will to match ours all the time. That would be a matter of being sicut Deus. But the other side, when we break down below, that would be all the ways in which we try to abdicate responsibility, all the ways that we try to run away from just being human and just go into all of the baser instincts. I'm not even going to say desires, but the baser instincts of flight and fight and fear and freezing in life. All of these things are a matter of like lower level of humanity. So for Bonhoeffer, he thought that the best way to be human is to live between those two limits, the upper one and the lower one, and just be what we are, which is imago Dei. And I think it's kind of a helpful principle, the upper and lower limits, because whether or not you are a theist, atheist, or agnostic, you can appreciate at least that ethical principle of we run into trouble when we try to be more than what we are, and we run into trouble when we try to be less than what we are. So maybe we should just be what we are. This is day 11 of 100 Days of Theology. This one was Bonhoeffer. He's a good one.